You're on a path in the woods.
Aha.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Ah, yes.
You're here to slay her.
Yes, we are.
If you don't,
except not.
it will be the end of the world.
He says that every time. Ooh, do we have any new options, or is this the same old? Let's see, end of the world, what are we talking about? Have you considered maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? We've gone that path already. Can't someone else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing it. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? We haven't picked that one yet. Let's see, do I get a reward? Sweet, always wanted to kill off a monarch. Or silently continue. Let's go with, have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Have you seen me play this? Maybe. I played it last week on Thursday, and then I've also played it once before ages ago. Is this the dating sim? This is made by the same people who made the other horror game, which happens to include some dating sim elements in it. But it is not the one you were thinking of. It looks familiar because it's made by the same people. Although I guess technically the advertisements do say this is a love story. Man, you would have liked the last stream. We got the voice of the smitten. He was totally trying to rizz up the princess, even though no one could hear the voice except for me. Yeah, it's a little hard to rizz someone up when they can't hear you and don't know you exist. So, that was a thing. But we did get voice of the smitten for some reason. Actually, I'm not sure why we got that voice. I think it was just because we didn't try and kill her or something. I don't know. Relatable. Yeah, sure. Alright, I'm gonna go with, have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
I mean... Ooh, also, fun fact. The narrator is voiced by, oh, which one is it? I can't remember who does the voice, but, it's from the Magnus Archives. Same voice actor. Which is awesome. Which is actually one of the reasons I found out about this game and wanted to play it. Because I found out that one of the voice actors was also from the Magnus Archives, which is one of my favorite podcasts. You don't know what that is? Okay, so if you like horror story stuff, the Magnus Archives is basically about this institution called the Magnus Archives, where what they do is they collect people's spooky stories. They don't do anything about it. Maybe they'll do some follow-up research, but they don't fix the problem. But people come in saying, hey, I experienced this really horrifying, if only there's dating. Well, I mean, yes, actually, in later seasons, the main character in it does, in fact, get a boyfriend later. It's kind of hilarious watching them go back and forth, because he doesn't start out interested in that at all, but by the end of it, he totally has a boyfriend. But yeah, so yes, there is. And not just them, there's a couple side characters too that get paired up, so yes. But the main part of it is every episode, some other person comes in to talk to the archivist. I think that's how you pronounce that word. And basically say, hey, here's this really creepy event that is completely unexplainable that happened to me one time. They tell the story. The Magnus Archives record it, document it, maybe do some follow-up research if they're able, and then file it away. The thing is, as the series goes on, you find book game. It's a podcast. so not a book game. I think it has 5 seasons in total, and then they also have a spin-off series that I think is still in the first season, if I remember right. But the main story, those main 5 seasons, that one's like completely completed. It's really good. It is a very good podcast, especially if you like spooky stories. You thought it was a video game. Nope, podcast. Although that would be a pretty fun video game. But yeah. Now, the voice of the narrator here, I believe he's the main voice for the Magnus Archives. He does a great job. It's awesome. But yeah, highly recommend that, especially if you like spooky-themed podcasts. With, some eldritch horror stuff that happens later. Yeah. Oh, also, it's like a bird hand claw thing. And if you pick up a knife, it changes so that it's actually holding the knife. Which is neat. In the last stream, there was actually a whole argument in my head with the random voices I picked up, because as you play the game, you pick up random voices depending on the choices you make. And the voices decided to argue about how you should be holding the knife. And they were saying that if you flip it around the other way, it looks cooler. So we flipped it around the other way so it looked cooler. You already picked up a knife? Yeah. Because this is basically part 2 of it. We've completed 3 paths, and we have to complete, I think, at least 2 more before we get to the end of the game. Up front. But you see, here's the fun part. We're not going to slay the princess. Not if we can help it anyway.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I might be a nihilist, at least in this game. Let's see, end of the world, what are you talking about? Can't someone else? Any new? Nope, no new options. You like this guy's voice. Oh yeah, great voice. Again, if you want to hear this guy talk more, listen to the Magnus Archives. You'll get to hear him talk a lot.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
The voice of the hero, the first of the voices we get in our head. Oh, proceed into the cabin.
The interior
That's not
of the
exactly
cabin is
a castle.
almost entirely bare.
Not
the
this
air
time.
is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
And we are not going to take the blade. We're just going to enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Making
If
the fight
princess
fair,
really
I
lives
see.
here, slaying
You'd think
her is
so.
probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot the voice of the hero is immediately smitten with the princess. Just immediately, every time.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Let's see. Hi, just checking in. I'm here to save you. We can also lie and say I'm here to save you. Then, hey, I think I'm here to slay you, or continue in silence down the stairs. Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna say hi. Or I could say I'm here to save you. I said I'm here to save you last time. I'm gonna say
Don't
hi
be a
this time.
stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
Awkward
You walk down the stairs
answers.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot
Satch.
riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
No, we can certainly try. Let's talk a bit first. I'll see what I can do. Yeah,
You're only making this more difficult.
you're with the voice of the hero on this. Fair enough.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
You're not wrong. Well, for this variant, she is much more aggressive if you come down with the knife. If you decide to pick up the knife when entering the basement, she is immediately hostile. And like this sweet persona, none of it is there. She actually speaks very coldly and matter-of-factly to you, which the voice of the hero still enjoys very much.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope. In fact, I'm pretty sure no key exists.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
That is true. Let's see. Well, I know there isn't a key. And I also kind of know what happens when we don't find the key. If you know something about these kinds of games, you want to side with the narrator. Hopefully it's different. Well, I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, I'll go check upstairs.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Yeah, she's not going anywhere
You
anytime
attempt to
soon.
make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Let's see. Hey, let me out of here. Try the door. Return to the bottom of the stairs.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
She sounds so sad. Well, yeah, she's been locked in here for a long time.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
We
You
can try the door.
but it's locked from the outside.
Of course it is. Just like it was the last 2 times, 3 times. I forget how many times I've... Yeah. Alright.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
This game is so sad, bro. Oh, you have no idea.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
So, you remember how this is a horror game? Yes, that is the correct reaction up front, Fox. Remember, even though the advertisements say over and over again that this is a love story, it's also a horror game. So, I definitely recommend playing this. It's very good.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade
Oh,
from
look, the dagger.
upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike,
You missed the
it's
old
now.
princess. But there are so many princess variants depending on what paths you take.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess or slay the princess? We're gonna save her.
Fine.
Narrator's cheating. Yes, he cheats a lot.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the
Oh, also,
unyielding
you're a
chain
bird person
binding
in this
her to
game.
this place. You cut into her flesh.
You can fix her. She looks so kind, though. She is a
The blade
fragment
is sharp,
of
and it
sorts.
takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains
Yeah, but this
follow suit.
version of her is an absolute sweetheart.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Oh yeah, she basically felt none of that.
No, she didn't.
You wouldn't survive against a siren IRL. Ah, yeah. What's fun is in the last stream, one of the variants, she cut off her own head. That was brutal. Well, we didn't actually watch it. I chose the option to close her eyes, and we basically just had to listen to it, which might have actually been worse.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets
Did she
yours.
survive?
Blood from her wounded
Actually,
arm dripping
yes.
rhythmically to the ground.
She played dead, but she was still alive, even without a body.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Still Pookie Bear material. You're not wrong. Oh, approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Ew.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Yeah. The narrator is a little bit sus in this game.
What are you doing?
Oh, look at that. Slay, 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 slay. Warn her, slay, slay, slay. We're gonna warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay, 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 slay. No, we can't resist this time? Oh no. Oh no, we can't resist this time. It's... Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. We chose resist too many times in a row. Oh no. What if I don't do anything? Can I refuse? Can I refuse? Is that an option? They all say slay. They all say slay. Every single one says slay. I can't choose resist. It won't let me. Nah, you're fine to cry, bro. What monster made this game? Well, we'll at least choose the last one.
Thank you.
I didn't wanna.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there?
Oh, she's getting angry now.
A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
Oh, her tone of voice just took a 180, didn't it?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging
Nope.
it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart.
Yeah, she has claws and fangs now.
It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress
Still
stained in
Pookie Bear
red
material?
as her blood and
Maybe.
yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Witch. Ooh, I don't think I've gotten this path before.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So, we're getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no. But I died. What am I doing here? You're too fragile for this game, but it's so good. And honestly, the ending is worth it. The ending is so worth everything. She's going to kill me again. I mean, maybe. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? I mean, we don't know if she died or not. She probably survived. Maybe. Turn around and leave. I've gone that route before. I've tried that before. Let's see. She's going to kill me again? Maybe. I'm going to say, okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from
If you
saving
got
us all.
emotional from reading Romeo and Juliet from English, this will definitely break your heart. Oh yeah, this is much more, what would the word be? It has much more depth to it than Romeo and Juliet does, and so much more complexity.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
We got Voice of the Opportunist now. Ooh, new voice.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
That is true. We tried lying to the narrator once. He knew immediately. New voice? Yeah, we got the Voice of the Opportunist.
Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
I mean, we tried to kill her. How was she supposed to react? Let's see. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I mean, he's technically right, but not for the right reasons.
We were just weighing our options in a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options. I can if you failed to slay the princess, which you apparently did. So great, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Oh, there's an ad going on. Nah, he forced you to grab the knife. He did. The narrator, we left the knife behind at the top of the stairs. The narrator literally threw it down the stairs at our literal feet, and then once we had it, forced us to stab the princess, or try and stab her. It failed horribly. Like, we injured her at best. He capping? Yeah, no kidding. Alright, we got like 25 seconds of ad left, So I'm gonna wait a bit. Just gonna wait a bit, just in case anyone is in chat and doesn't want to, is worried they're missing something because they're forced to watch an ad for some reason. Hey, pickle. Alright.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
The one lurker watching unsubbed. Which is fine. Lurkers are awesome, and I appreciate every single one of them. And, subbing isn't required. If you enjoy what I do, awesome. I will continue to do it.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be exactly the same as before. We're basically in a time loop. I know they chillin'. Exactly. They're just chillin'.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Why is there another ad break? What the heck? Twitch is being weird with these ads. What if she's still bleeding in the basement? Ooh, that is a good point. What if it was more of a respawn? Ooh, yeah, that is true. I have had, not in this playthrough of the game, but the last time I did a full playthrough of the game, ad break broke. Yeah, it does this sometimes, where it'll go through the ad thing, and, I don't dismiss it. It's like, okay, let's get it out of the way and stuff. And it finishes the whole ad, and then 30 seconds later, it does another full ad. I have those things intentionally spread out. I don't know why it's like this. It's weird. Is it still going? I accidentally closed the thing, and now I don't actually know if it's still going or not. I think it had a full minute. I can't tell. I'll give it a few more seconds. It's hard to tell if it's still going on when, you don't know who's getting ads and who's not. So I'll let it go on a little further. Oh, right. I was going to say, the last time I played a full playthrough of this game, one of the pathways I took, the whole basement flooded, and both me and the princess drowned there. But apparently, because she didn't die specifically by my hand, it didn't count. So when I went back to the basement, she was technically already dead, but her ghost was there. You really want to play this game, but it's just so sad. Well, if you pick up the knife and attempt to slay the princess, like the title of the game suggests, you get a very, very different playthrough. It mostly seems sad when you're actually attempting to be nice to the princess. And she's being all sweet and stuff. Once there's no reason for her to be sweet, it completely changes. Let's see how you got back here. Right. That's probably been enough time.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Ooh, yeah, what did happen after I died?
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I'm actually pretty sure that she couldn't leave the cabin at all. I think there are special circumstances that make it so she can't leave the cabin, even if she wanted to.
That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever, do we?
That's a good point too. Imagine if it switched to a fighter game like Street Fighter if you entered with a knife. Is there a king and queen? I don't know. I've never met them. I mean, I guess the princess must come from somewhere, so maybe? I don't think it's ever brought up, actually. Even when you ask the princess about who she is, she doesn't tell you anything. It's almost like she was just brought into being as a princess trapped in a basement, and there was nothing before. The lore of this game is actually pretty fascinating.
You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you? Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions.
Honest opinions from the voice of the opportunist.
What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world.
Game devs, here's your basement, follow the script. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what the narrator tells you the whole time. Here's a cabin in the woods. Well, first it's like, here's a path in the woods. Here's a cabin at the end of the woods. There's a princess in the basement. Here's a knife. Take care of it. You know the script. It's literally in the title. Let's talk about this princess. Proceed to cabin. Let's talk about this
Just be quick
princess.
about it.
He is so impatient. She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? She killed me by ripping me to pieces. Don't get me wrong, I hated it, but how can someone like that end the world? To quote you from the last time around, she is just a princess. Why was she able to rip me apart with her bare hands? That is a good question. Who locked her in the basement? What is this place? Yeah,
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
That princess had fangs and claws and felt no pain. Who is a good question? Yeah, who locked her in the basement?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, maybe king and queen. Maybe. He's saying people locked her there and then giving us no other information. He is not answering any questions. Let's see. Yeah, she killed me last time. Ooh, wait, you're being cagey. Ooh, if people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? So you're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know.
He really
Going
just
into
likes
more
the
detail
script.
just
Yep, new question.
overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
But this is a complicated situation. You're just trying to oversimplify it. I don't think I'm trying to overcomplicate an otherwise simple situation. I think you're trying to oversimplify an otherwise very complicated situation.
If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her? Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. I don't think either of you really need to press the man on this. He wants us to slay the princess, so why would he have anything to hide? He seems like a nice guy to me.
That's some juicy info. Little bit.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, but you should really stop wasting time chatting amongst yourselves in the woods. So, if we could move this along?
Yeah, how can I make sure she doesn't kill me
Like I
again?
said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
You think the opportunist doesn't deserve a say in this? He's been here for like 2 minutes. That is a good point. Also, the opportunist is an opportunist. They will pick whichever path they think has the best outcome. Proceed to cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Don't worry, I think we've taken that lesson to heart at this point. You can trust us to get the job done.
But I still say she only killed us because we tried to kill her. If we hadn't tried to kill her, I think it would have been fine. Womp womp. Narrator, works on me, lol. Ha. Proceed to cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
You're too easy to fool. She's too nice to not trust. Fair enough. A new cabin, exactly. The first time, every time you're on a new path, the first time you walk down the path, it's basically the same each time. But the second time you walk down the path, it's different. And the differences are entirely based on whatever choices you made last time around, which is pretty cool. So there are just countless different ways it could go. I have definitely, I'm pretty sure I have not taken a path with this variant. So this is pretty cool. Is there something else on the floor next to the knife? No, it's just roots and a rock. There's a mirror over here.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's see, you didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. This whole cabin is different than last time. Approach the mirror, take the blade, enter the basement. Never mind, it's not there, it was the cursor. Oh, yeah, that would do it. Yeah, this whole cabin is different.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Let's see, you didn't say anything about the mirror.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the muddy shelf, the blade sitting on the muddy shelf, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
There's a mirror over here.
There's definitely a mirror.
But he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
That just means he can't see it. Yeah, that is strange. I trust my eyes. Why would he lie about there not being a mirror? What's the point? I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. Doesn't matter. Remain silent. Approach the mirror.
Come on now. He's pretty much in charge here. When have authority figures ever lied about anything? If there were a mirror in this cabin and we were supposed to look at it, he would have told us about it.
Wow, the voice of the opportunist is a little bit gullible, and I think it's a sort of willful gullible too. Like, I'm pretty sure the voice of the opportunist actually sees the mirror and knows there's a mirror there, but has decided to believe whatever the narrator has says. You're prob handsome, for real, for real. He's glazing the narrator.
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Let's approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Yep. Though we get a good look at our bird hand now. Look, you can even see some of the feathers there. No reflection. No, the mirror disappeared. Yeah, it was covered in dust, and we went to wipe away the dirt and grime, and the mirror just disappeared like it was never there to begin with.
Well, at least we can all agree now that there's nothing to see here. Case closed. Good work, everyone.
Mysterious. All right, we're going to enter the basement.
Blade. Leaving it behind didn't work out so well for us last time.
Nah, it's fine. It'll be fine. We don't need a knife.
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
Yeah, no knife. Also, apparently the knife appears, if we actually need it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
Ooh, creepy. Opportunist is right on this. There's no reason to take it if we can just go back. Exactly, the knife will be there if we need it. Is she gonna be a witch? Maybe. I don't think I've gone this pathway before, and it was called the witch.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
The narrator says that every time. It doesn't matter where she lives. Literally, one of the times we came down here, it was a beautiful, elegant castle-looking place with expensive drapery and candelabra and all that stuff. And he still said that it was probably a miserable place and slaying her would be doing her a favor. No voice? Give it a moment.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
There you go. I'm not nasty. Hello, say nothing. I'm gonna say I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing.
She still sounds cute. I mean, you're not wrong.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Very freaky. Yep. Yeah, she remembers. She remembers us trying to kill her, and she remembers killing us.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess. As long as you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy.
Oh, that's what he says.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
That's when you run up again and grab the knife. Maybe.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
We should hear her out.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Maybe both.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
You don't think you're ready to see what she looks like? I mean, some of her variants are kind of impressive. Some of them are absolutely terrifying, but some of them are very impressive. You would like some of the variants from her.
Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Oh, look, she's a
Descend
furry.
the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like she already knows you. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true.
She's just like you for real. I'm not a furry. I just occasionally wear cat ears. It's fine. It's not being a furry.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
Wow, the voice of the opportunist seems like a flatterer.
So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it.
1.5k points says otherwise.
You on something that's clearly true.
I mean, you know, aren't you saving those for a bigger, you know, thing? You don't have to use that now. You can save it for another time. You don't have to spend channel points on cat ears. Let's play the game.
You fought us on it back in the woods. That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine.
Uh-huh. So the narrator is the type of person who doesn't believe anything from anyone until he sees it himself with his own eyes.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
He kinda is. Also, you gotta wonder what this looks like from her perspective, because she can't hear the narrator, she can't hear the voice of the hero, and she can't hear the voice of the opportunist. This game is actually so good. It really is. It is so good. And this is just the stuff that leads up to like the actual ending, which is awesome.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
We can try. You're just awkwardly standing there and talking to yourself. Or just standing there silently. I might be, like, I haven't actually said anything. The narrator and the two voices have been talking this whole time. So I've just been standing here silently listening to them while she's staring at me. So yeah, very awkward.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Let's see, I'm sorry about last time. Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. I get the sense that you're not happy with me. Nah, really? Just hitting that. I'm unarmed. That's a gesture of goodwill, so why don't we talk it out? I died last time. You didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. Look, I know, things got messy last time. But I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. Can't you get out on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here? I don't trust you. Not enough to free you, and definitely not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye. Leave her in the basement. Her eyes are smaller now. They are smaller now. She has cat eyes. Alright, let's see. What shall we go with? Let's try apologizing. Like, we didn't actually want to kill her last time, but we did attack her even if it was against our will.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
Yeah, that's fair that she wouldn't buy it. I think we trust her. I mean, she's the one who's been wronged. She hasn't actually done anything wrong. She's just defended herself.
Well, if you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Yeah, we can try. Let's see. I know. Things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
I mean, if we get to live, that benefits us, yeah? Narrator's not stopping you yet. Yep, not yet. Let's see. I didn't bring my blade down, remember? How am I supposed to get you out of those chains? Can't you get out of there on your own? Why do I have let's see. I didn't bring my blade down. How am I supposed to get you out?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it easy. Maybe become prince if you're lucky. Maybe.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
No. Let's see. Okay, let's leave. Yeah, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are... She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
That's better than last time. True, true.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Big eyes again. Yep.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else,
Good kitty, Pats.
she's
She
going to
would
turn
bite
her
our
back
hand
on
off.
us.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
Voice of the hero is a little bit gullible.
Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her.
I think we have to trust her.
Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time.
He makes a good point. We have to earn that trust back. Nah, but she looks like she bites. Oh, she definitely bites.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
I mean, we're the ones who broke the trust. She didn't. She defended herself. That was it. Literally. Explore you first, step onto the stairs. I'm going to step onto the stairs.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right.
You think this is
for
going well?
you.
Yeah, I think so too.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
That would look silly.
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach.
Yeah, there we go. See, she hasn't attacked us.
Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you?
Nope.
Why did you just say that? I think we know why.
Oh.
You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight.
Gosh darn it. Opportunist is trying to break how these games work.
Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop.
Oof.
The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up?
Oh, do we break our back or something?
I'm afraid your back is broken.
Gosh darn it.
One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several.
Oof.
You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that?
Because she didn't trust us, and she was still angry and who knows what else.
It's what I would have done.
Nah.
Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive.
I mean, not really.
And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
I can't get back up. You broke my back. What the hell was that for? I was trying to help you out of here. We were never going to get up those stairs, were we? We could have gotten out of here if we'd just trusted each other. Say nothing. Still Pookie Bear material. Maybe. Hero is literally you. Makes sense.
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you. By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back.
Of course you would have.
And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back.
Maybe.
There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
Yeah, that's true.
Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it?
Yep, doomed from the start. Sounds like most of the game, but you're still alive. That's pretty cool. I mean, for now.
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up. Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Maybe.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
Maybe.
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here?
Yeah, seems like it. Nice time to talk things out, maybe. Then, ew, yeah, that was quite the noise, wasn't it?
Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
I mean, we didn't deliver the wound. She did. Is this like the river you didn't kill her? Never mind, she's not dead yet. Maybe. We'll find out.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen?
Oh.
Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
Narrator's gone.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Yeah, so here's another fun part. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns. Which time traveled back? Something like that.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Hey, Zephyrberry, hello. Oh, so many people. So many people. Who's here? Let's see. We have... Alright, Zephyrberry, thank you for raiding. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Cat Frog. Hello, Thunder Phoenix. How are you guys? Berry Raid. Woo! Hello, Banana Guy Bob. How are you guys? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I thought it was Sunday. Pretty sure it's Sunday. Maybe. I could have it's always Tuesday. You know what? That is a fair point. It is always Tuesday. But welcome in. For any of you guys who don't know me, I'm Azurin Wraith. I play all sorts of games, and we are playing spooky games for October, which includes this amazing game called Slay the Princess. It's behind by like an actual minute. Really? That is really fun. Or behind. Upfront Fox is behind by a minute. Oh no! But welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, everyone. How are you? What did you get up to on your stream? Did you guys play a game? Did you do it just chatting? What happened? I want to know. Also, we're about to get to an interesting part of the game before starting another pathway, which will be fun. I think we have one more pathway to go, and then we get to see the end of the game, which is awesome. Played some word games, followed by some murder mystery games. Ooh, fun. Yeah, Upfront Fox, you are very far behind. Oh no. Well, hopefully, I don't know, maybe you can try refreshing. If you try refreshing, maybe it'll help you catch up a little bit. Potentially, I'm not sure. Unless you're on a phone. If you're watching this from your phone, yeah, phones are always behind by a considerable amount, unfortunately. But, oof. Alright, so quick catch up for everyone. We have been trying our best to not slay the princess. Unfortunately, we tried to avoid slaying her so many times that the game is now forcing us to try and kill her. Because, you know, that's just part of the fun of this game. Refresh and or turn down the video quality. That, all good options. Hopefully that'll help. We got to bring Upfront Fox into the present as much as possible. The ambience is quite unnerving. Oh yeah, very much so. Also, we just finished... Basically, a whole world just got destroyed, and we're in some sort of place beyond worlds. You're on your phone, but normally it's not that bad. Alright, hopefully it gets a little better, Upfront Fox.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Ah yes, the mysterious mirror. The TV Tropes description for this game is also unnerving. Yeah, unnerving is definitely a way to describe this game. Yay, Upfront Fox is back. Welcome back. Let's see how long it takes for you to hear that. Let's see. Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but not for me. We're not going to tell them that. That'll just make them panic. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before. We're going to calm them with that. It's better now. You just heard you read my message. Oh yeah, that's way better now.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
It'll be fine, voice of the hero. You always come back.
If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
We can't listen to the voice of the opportunist. The voice of the opportunist agrees with everyone. They just try and avoid conflict. They don't actually take sides if they can avoid it. Let's see, it's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice. It's the end for you, but not for me. We don't want to tell them that. We don't want to tell them. Me for real. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay. Yeah, it's going to be fine. The voices come back. They always come back. It's
okay.
Fine.
If you say so, we'll trust you. Finally, we're going places.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Let's hope you weren't lying. I don't lie about things. You're unraveled. Oh, yep. I'm some kind of bird person that has like 6 wings or something like that. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. There she is. There's the princess. We found her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
This is
Do you know
weird.
what we'll find out there?
Oh, it gets so much weirder. Let's see. Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me? There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Do you think that anything's real out there? Do you think that we're real? Do you have thoughts on the vessel? Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken? You're going to Luck BC. You kind of want to play this game at some point, and you don't want spoils. You know what? That is fair, Banana Guy Bob. There's... Lurk. Yes, go ahead and lurk. There are so many different pathways you can take in this game. So you won't get spoiled much just by watching other people play the different pathways, but yeah, the end part. And I can give you guys a warning when we get to the end part that we're at a big spoiler. But the individual pathways all play out so differently. There's bits and pieces about them that would be a bit spoilery by watching. But the individual paths themselves, since there's so many, it's hard to get spoiled on all of them. You gotta go do your Duolingo lesson and hit the hay. Fair enough, Upfront Fox. You go play with that owl. Go play with the possessive, creepy, overly clingy owl. Good night. Sleep well. Let's see. Do you know what's going to happen? When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator. He wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one? If you don't, he'll play with me. Ah, yes, he'll haunt your soul. You swear you've seen that owl kidnap at least 40 people on Instagram. Oof, no kidding. That owl is everywhere. I think I saw a game somewhere that just got infested with the owl. How many more vessels? Ready to go back? Let's ask some questions. Let's see. I'm going to say, because she asked us, do you know what we'll find out there? I'm going to say trees and stars, and there are people. At least there are supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
That does sound sad. Let's see. Everything you say feels like a riddle. Yeah, I'm used to that. Let's see. Do you think anything's real? Do you have thoughts on the vessel? Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
I guess that's fair. Let's see. I'm going to go with this one. When you send me back, there are voices. One of them is the narrator.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Possibly. Let's see, he does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. He does, and when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. Well, that sounds threatening. I'm going to go with this. We'll finally have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
You know, that's a fair point. When someone's afraid of you, or afraid of someone else, any questions you ask regarding the thing they're afraid of are always going to be tinted. They're going to be swayed in a specific direction, no matter what the actual truth is. So yeah, she makes a good point. Trying to get answers from the narrator, we likely won't get any real answers. We just get one-sided, twisted answers that probably maybe hold some truth to them, but are more likely to be they're more likely to be so twisted up that any truth that was once in them has been lost. Let's see. I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Oh yeah, one more path.
I will be here, waiting for you.
Oh. Well, we died again.